All right, many of y'all have seen this video. It's been going viral over the last 24 hours. Two young black girls were at a party, and this Sesame Street character just straight up just ignores these two black girls. Now, go ahead and just roll the video, y'all. Just roll the video. Now, this is at the Sesame Street-themed amusement park in Philadelphia. Again, the video went viral, and it shows these two young girls going up to the performer in a Rosita costume, and the performer appears to wave no to the girls and continues to walk on. Now, again, it is blown up. Black people have been upset, livid. So Sesame Street released this statement here, okay? Our brand, our park, and our employees stand for inclusivity and equality in all forms. That is what Sesame Place is all about, and we do not tolerate any behaviors in our parks that are contrary to that commitment. We also are and have always been committed to making sure every family and every child has the best possible experience at our parks, and we are incredibly disappointed when that does not happen. Regarding the incident yesterday, the costumes our performers wear sometimes make it difficult to see at lower levels, and sometimes our performers miss hug requests from guests. Okay, so let me do this here. I'm gonna walk over to the other side of the studio. So y'all can just go ahead and follow me. So I'm confused here, Omakongo, Julian, as well as Jeff, because okay, if I'm in costume and I'm walking, if I'm in costume and I'm walking, put me on camera one. If I'm in costume and I'm walking, all right, and I'm dealing with little kids, I'm probably going to be looking down.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not looking for a 10 or 14-year-old. I'm largely going to be looking down at little kids. So if I'm walking, this is like what I'm doing the whole time. I'm waving down here at little kids, or I'm waving at short people like my niece, who are like 4'11". I'm waving at short people, okay? All right? So now, I want y'all to show the video. Watch when homeboy drops his head. Watch this. He's looking at her. How, I don't understand how, yes, you got this big child in front of you. How do you not see, how do you not this, seriously? I'm sorry. Julian, I'm not buying that.
Nobody should buy it. This is BS warmed over. Heartbreak for the poor little girls. You saw the disappointment on their faces. But whoever that is, should not be working at Sesame Street. Sesame Street does have a long history of inclusion, of diversity, of all of that. But they have hired some fools, and that was one of them. But again, anti-Blackness is so seeped into our nation's culture that it shows up in all kind of crazy places, like with a cartoon character. So here's the problem, Roland. Sesame Street should not have issued that statement before they did some form of investigation. That is nonsense. Say, well, they're so tall they can't look down. The fact is that grown people, 6 foot tall people, are not going to the theme park to see Sesame Street characters. They're little children. They're 4 feet tall. Don't be messing with your little niece, by the way. The child can't help it that she ain't grown. But in any case...
You got the little part right. You got the little part right.
But in any case, it's just ridiculous, and it's racist, and these girls have been scarred. And they shouldn't have been scarred. And that fool, whoever it is behind there, male, female, dog, or cat, needs to be fired. Simply needs to be fired. And Sesame needs to come up with a better statement than that ducking and dodging statement they put out there.
Omakongo. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people out there saying, "Oh, there's bigger fish to fry and all this is not that serious." But it's the 2 words Dr. Malvo said, the anti-Blackness. And it resonates, as she said, at every level of our being in this society. And what I started to see on Twitter is other families posting videos of being snubbed by Rosita and a couple of Elmo snubs. And we represent hard the Elmo snubs at the Elmo at the kids' birthday parties. I mean, there's folks go hard, right? So I don't know if these were different people dressed as Rosita, but what I'm saying is I've seen at least 4 or 5 videos today of different experience. There's one, right? And with this little boy here. And at the end of the day, Sesame, you got a problem when you see this with this particular individual or whoever these individuals are. When we go to these places, again, these guys are not trying. There you go. Look at that. They're not trying to see me. And these snubs hurt, man. And we're seeing these kids get snubbed in all areas of society. And Sesame is supposed to be the one place where we're supposed to go and be able to let it all out and have fun and do that for the kids. And so, yes, I definitely agree that Sesame Place and Sesame Street is all about inclusivity, but they definitely have some work to do as it relates to this. And that's why they reached out to the family to bring them back. But look, they got more video around Sesame Street and Sesame Place than like the FBI got in DC. They can scroll through the videos and see if there are patterns with their performers and get rid of folks who don't represent what they say they want to represent. And that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. They can do these little meetings here and there, but who knows?
Well, I think they kind of know they have a problem. Because 7 minutes ago, this was posted. Go to my iPad, but this was posted literally, y'all, 7 minutes ago on Instagram. We sincerely apologize to the family for their experience in our park on Saturday. We know that it's not okay. We are taking actions to do better. We are committed to making this right. We will conduct training for our employees so they better understand, recognize, and deliver an inclusive, equitable, and entertaining experience to our guests. For over 40 years, Sesame Place has worked to uphold the values of respect, inclusion, and belonging. We're committed to doing a better job making children and families feel special, seen, and included when they come to our parks. I think that's sort of an admission, Jeff, that first apology didn't do a damn thing.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
In Sesame Street lore, we could say one of these things is not like the others. One of these things just doesn't belong. And when we talk about what these things are, it's discrimination on one level. It's not paying attention on to the other. It makes immediately what comes on in my mind is the brother who plays Elmo, who, when he is completely confused, says, "I don't understand, Chloe. I don't understand." You don't understand because it doesn't make sense. This performer, this actor, this employee, whether he's working a gig, whether he's a professional, he violated the cardinal rule of not only African American history, but in general civilization. Never leave a brother or a sister hanging. He left these two babies hanging, man. When I showed the video to my wife was watching. She was like, "What is this? What is this?" And I said, "Nothing, just watch." Because I wanted an objective opinion from a mom. She said, "Oh, it's a parade. Oh, yeah. Ooh." That's exactly what she said. I want to give us some context historically. Several years ago, I produced a play called Before the People Came, and it went about 50, 60,000 kids have seen it across the country. It played at the Smithsonian. African folktale, fully costumed, puppets, interactive puppets, giant mask that you can't see through. For those who are uninitiated in the theater, when you see this character walking down the street, when you notice where the eyes on the costume are, those are not the eyes. You are looking through the mouth and through panels that are cut so that you can specifically see people. And when you're doing children's characters, those spaces are placed so that you can see people directly below you. Anything that you do that you interact with children, I instructed my actors in the production. I don't care if there were 500 people standing in the line. You do two things. Number one, you're going to greet every child that comes to see you because they have been affected by this magic that you created for them in their field of dreams. Secondly, if you see a child that is small, you kneel down on one knee and say hello. I understand the need to have proximity, but when Dr. Omekongo, he actually alluded to this. If you walk in, you have children who have experienced trauma. They have seen accidents with their parents. They have seen parents get shot or harmed. There are children who are afraid of clowns simply because this 7-foot beast came around a corner at a birthday party and scared them lifeless. The trauma, although we look at it from a societal space and say, well, one is more valuable than the other. No, neurologically, it registers as the same with the child. So these children were absolutely traumatized by being overlooked. And if you look at a parade route, you notice that other children are getting noticed. You notice that other children are given high fives. You notice that a baby in a stroller is nodded to. And your heart is there waiting in anticipation just to be seen. But we have an Ellisonian moment where we have these children experiencing what it feels to be invisible simply because people will not see me. There is no room, there is no space for this kind of behavior with people who are going to be working with children. So to Sesame Street's credit, they have realized that they stepped in something that was a little bit bigger than they thought. But this performer, this actor, this gig person, I don't care who he or she may be under that mask, they're going to learn a lesson. And Sesame Street is going to learn a lesson too, because this is one of the things that just doesn't belong.
Showed you the first half of the Sesame Street statement. There actually was a second part that we should have showed you. This is what it said. The performer portraying the Rosita character has confirmed that the no hand gestures seen several times in the video was not directed to any specific person. Rather, it was a response to multiple requests from someone in the crowd who asked Rosita to hold their child for a photo which is not permitted. The Rosita performer did not intentionally ignore the girls and is devastated about the misunderstanding. We spoke to the family and extended our apologies and invited them back for a special meet and greet opportunity with our characters. We apologize to these guests for not delivering the experience that they expected, and we commit to do our best to earn their and all guests' visit and support. Now, again, that statement was released 23 hours ago. I read for you the statement that was released 7 minutes ago because that first statement on their Instagram page alone got 33,000 comments from people like singer Kelly Roland, Ben Crump. I mean, I'm talking about the number of people who were commenting on that. It just went on. And again, that 9-second video has been shared by a lot of people. And trust me, Sesame Display, they in Philadelphia. It's a lot of black people in Philadelphia. So Sesame Place is truly on cleanup duty as we speak. And so we'll see exactly, what happens next. We're trying to reach out to the moms of those 2 young girls to get them on the show. Hopefully we will be able to do so. But Sesame, y'all got some issues. I'm just saying. All right, folks, back to our Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment. Folks, Black Star Network is here.
Hold no punches.
I'm real revolutionary right now.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, this difference between Black Star Network and black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?